Hi, this is Dirk Nickel, founder of Majentics, and we're here to give you a quick walkthrough. First, you start out at Majentics.com, and when you get to this page, you'll see a box to enter a URL. We'll start out with LL Now, Majentics is an AI system that analyzes a website on 4 different dimensions. Human perspective, like conversions, marketing, value propositions, search engines for SEO, AI engines for AEO and GEO, making sure you're visible within systems like ChatGPT, Perplexity, Google Overviews, and AI agents, ensuring your website is ready to be interacting with AI agents. Now, this process will take anywhere between 30 seconds to a minute, minute and a half. And as you can see, it starts to fill in the scores as it goes through the process. Now, it's going to do a couple things. It's looking at the site visually and inspecting it from a design, usability, accessibility standpoint, but also looking at the HTML and inspecting that and providing insight on how to improve things like schema, meta tags, and so forth. And Majentics will not only analyze and diagnose, but it will provide the actual fixes that you need to improve your website and your digital experience. So here we are. We've got these 4 dimensions, as I mentioned: humans for marketing, conversion, SEO, AEO, GEO, and agent readiness. So first of all, when it looks at the site, it's going to do an analysis of what is the intent and purpose of the site. This is important because all the other feedback will be specific to this context of what the site is trying to achieve. So here's an image of the site, some overview, some key highlights of things to improve. It provides a snapshot of scoring of things like the call to action effectiveness, trust signals, and so forth. And this is all based off of how do you score against best practices in optimization methodology and techniques. So in this view of the marketing and conversions perspective of how does a human or person or your user interacts with your website, it provides a set of strengths, some issues, some suggestions. From a marketing perspective, it analyzes what was the intended target audience, call to actions, and you'll see this is all specific to LL Bean, messaging, value props, and it also provides accessibility, so a quick overview, a high-level overview of accessibility, compliance, and standards, and how does it relate. It even provides an overview of things that you can work on and fix, including specific code. So this code you can actually copy and put in your site and address some of these issues. And these are specific to LL Bean. So the Majentics actually generates this code and understands the site and what its intent was. On the SEO side, very similar paradigm, provides a scoring system against best practices, strengths, issues, suggestions, some fixes, and this is actually some code that you can add to the site, specific to, in this case, LL Bean. Similar construct for AI engines, making sure you're visible inside of systems like ChatGPT, Perplexity, so a score for your AEO readiness, things that you can do to improve and sort of scoring on that. How do you make sure your site has the right structure so that when AI engines crawl or come to your site, they can get the information more effectively. Even do voice search optimization for things like Siri or Alexa. Again, strengths, issues, suggestions, quick fixes. In the case of AEO, one of the things that AI engines like are FAQs, because that's the system, that's the paradigm that they work in, questions and answers in a chatbot. And so we generate the content for you, generate FAQs and the JSON that you can embed in the site to make it more machine readable. Again, these are all best practices that would help you get more visibility in these systems. Then AI agents, similar paradigm. How do you make sure your site, if an agent were shopping on behalf of one of your customers and it comes to your site, how do you ensure that your site is ready for the appropriate interaction? Things like authentication, data structure, machine readable, product documentation. And this is, again, a scoring against industry best practices. And I provide also some level of education so that you understand where these scores come from. But these scores are important because then you can kind of do a snapshot and then over time, try to improve them. And then structure, barriers. And again, we've got some code here that is generated that you can just add to your site. In this case of agents, making sure it's more machine readable for your product information and so forth. And then lastly, there's a lot more details here to go through, but just to sort of wrap up this demo, we also provide a plan, and a plan kind of pulls together all the different things that you can do. And instead of just providing sort of one-off suggestions, we build a plan for you so that you can systematically do the most important things. You can partner with your engineering team or your agency or whoever's working with you on your site or yourself. But this plan sort of lays out short-term, long-term activities. It breaks it down by effort. And if you had a team, who would be a stakeholder? What are the resources that might be involved? Maybe potential budgets. How do you measure the success of this project? Some risks that you may want to watch out for. And then we also have a overall report that you can download as a PDF that has everything, has an image of what it looked at and what it was reviewed, and all the details around all the things that worked, didn't work, all the scoring, and the plan moving forward. So this is Majentics. I hope you enjoyed the demonstration. Try it out yourself. It's free as we're in beta right now. And it's at www.majentics.com. Majentics.com. Thank you.